Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? I'm confused about the days because I've been stuck in the house with nowhere to go. So it's kind of confusing as far as like what day we're on. I actually woke up this morning and I thought that the day was Saturday for some reason.
I'm telling you,
I'm jumping
it's
ahead of my.
already.
Yes, crazy, crazy. But we're on here to keep you guys connected with the Signature CEO conference. We were supposed to have the conference last week, but life happens and we had to pivot and readjust. But the conference is coming back to you guys. But in the meantime, I wanted to bring to you some of our vibrant speakers so that they can keep you guys afloat, energized during this whole chaos of COVID-19. And we want to just shift your mindset as far as what it is that you need to be doing. Definitely not concentrating on COVID-19. We want you to start concentrating, get back into your business and doing what you do is being a business owner and an entrepreneur. So with that, I have Miss Britney Jeanine of Britney Jeanine & Co. Thank you for coming on. Awesome. So she's one of our 2020 speakers, and I asked her to come on here to talk to us. You know that she is a brand strategist, boss lady. She, keeps small business owners like us on the right track. And so I asked her, I said, what is it that we can be doing at this time rather than concentrating on COVID-19 and how it's affecting our business? Let's stop concentrating on the negative and let's focus on the positive as far as what we can be doing. So she gave me 5 unique tips that we can be doing, and I'm going to turn it over to Britney so that she can tell us all about it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited, and I'm also like gracious, and I honor you just for the shift and still serving your audience. So I think it's really important that we still show up for our people during this time. So we're definitely going to jump straight into the tips. I have a bunch of tips and things that people can note down for themselves and how they can actually adjust this time. So the first one, she said I have 5. Okay, I mean lots of questions, lots of little things. It might be tips on tips, but let's just get it in together. All right. So the first thing that I think every business owner should be doing right now is to refocus and to restructure. Okay. So you have to come to terms with this is not something that I planned. You know, I have to refocus, I have to restructure, and also I have to be flexible during this time. I think a lot of times we get our mind set on how things were supposed to be, right? And when something happens that wasn't planned, it's hard for us to sort of adjust because we can't accept that it's time to be flexible. So the things that I need you guys to say aloud to yourself is this is not something I had planned. Okay. I need to refocus and restructure. And I have to be willing to adapt and to be flexible during this time. All right. So the questions really that I want you all to ask yourself are this, okay? Solve your people's problems. How in this time can I still solve my people's problems? Okay. That's the first question I want you to ask when you're refocusing and restructuring, right? The second thing I want you to ask yourself is how can you show up differently? Okay. The way that you were going to show up last week, last month, or even last quarter is not how you're going to show up right now in this time. So that's the second question I want you to ask yourself is how can I show up differently during this time? And then the last thing is how can I make myself more accessible to my audience? Okay. Does that mean that you need to change your offerings, maybe change how you're marketing, how your visibility is coming about, right? So what are the things that you have to sort of change and shift in order to refocus and restructure? An example that I want to give you guys is, last week on Monday, I was launching the registration for my own conference, right? And so for me, it was like, all right, no one's thinking about coming into a room right now and being with each other. So how can I actually refocus and restructure? How can I show up for my people during this time? And so for me, it was about, okay, how can I use technology and still serve people just like you're doing right now, right? So you had your conference set up and it's like, all right, I got to shift, I got to refocus, but I still have an audience that I need to serve. And so that is definitely the first thing that I want everyone to do is to refocus, restructure, and then to ask yourselves those 3 questions that I posed to you. All right. That's how can I solve my people's problems? How can I show up differently? And then how can I make myself accessible during this time? All right. The second thing, plan through all of the panic. Okay. Plan through all of the panic. So when it comes to your business and brand, this is not really the time to just sort of wing it, right? Especially like right now. It's not like, all right, I'm going to out there. No, you actually Okay. You actually have to seriously plan your business, all right? Because if you don't, here's some things that are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes, okay? You're going to become more stressed, and you're going to deflate altogether. You want to show up. That sounds like a big dog.
Keep going. No, he's little. Keep going.
So it's really important that you guys plan right now and not wing your business. All right. So that might take you sitting down for a good couple of days, a week, whatever the case may be, so that you don't make those mistakes. You're not getting stressed and that you don't feel like, all right, forget it, I'm out, and you just play all together and now you're not showing up. So the questions that I really want you to ask yourself when it comes to planning through the panic are: how long should this plan be? We don't really know right now how long we're going to be in this whole quarantine situation, right? So should I map out a plan for just Q2, or should I map out Q2 and Q3 just in case, right? The other thing, what are the goals that you have for yourself during this time? What are the goals that you have for yourself, all right, in your business? All right, do I have to shift my offers? What does that look like? But I also want to ask you guys to ask yourself, what are your financial goals in your business during this time as well? Okay. What are your financial goals? Because your financial goals might change within this last 2 weeks. Okay. So, how should you, 3 questions, build the pivot, brand the pivot, and market the pivot? Okay. How should you build the pivot, brand the pivot, and market the pivot? Okay. So that means you're taking a shift in your business right now. Okay. You're planning. So now, how do you build the new plan for yourself? How do you brand it? How do you present it to your people? Because branding is about visuals as well as an experience. And then how do you market? How do you tell people about this new pivot that you have going on in your business? All right. So that's number 2. Number 3, assess your Q1 numbers so that you can plan for a better Q2. I keep telling my people as well, it just happened that this whole quarantine, COVID-19 has happened right at the end of almost Q1, right? So we're almost at March 31st, and it gives us the opportunity to say, okay, how did I do Q1? How can I assess that and make changes and adjust and adapt for Q2, okay? So I have several numbers that I would like you guys to actually assess during this time as well. That's what you'll be using your time for. So Q1, you can look at your revenue. All right. How much money did you generate in Q1? All right. Your expenses. What did you need in order, or what did you spend in order to run your business for Q2 or Q1, excuse me. Okay. Your email analytics. All right. When you were sending out emails to your audience, what was your open rate? What were some subject lines that worked? Which ones didn't work, right? How can you pivot in that way? Look at your web page visits. Go to your website on the back end. You might have Google Analytics, or you might even have analytics built right into the website. What were the pages that people were spending a lot of time on? And what were the ones that people were jumping straight off of? Maybe there's some things that need to be adjusted, right, for Q2. Your conversions is another number. So I use Kartra. Some people use, ConvertKit, whatever the case may be. But if you have something that's actually tracking how your people engage with you, check out how people are converting. How are they coming to your business and then actually buying? What was that transition like? So that you can figure out, all right, maybe this wasn't working, but this was killing. So I want to make sure that I show up in this way for Q2. My people who write blogs or do podcasts, right? Look at your readership and your listens from Q1, okay? How many people were downloading your podcast? How many people were reading your blogs? Which blogs had most engagement? Which ones didn't? And then the last thing I want you guys to do is to look at your social insights. All right. And I'm going to talk about social insights in number 4 again, too. Okay. So those numbers are your revenue, your expenses, your email analytics, your webpage visits, your conversions, your readership and listens based on if you're blogging or podcasting, and then your social media insights. And I'm going to talk about social media insights again in a minute. All right. Number 4 is to build your Q2 content marketing strategy. All right. Build your Q2 content marketing strategy. All right. I want you guys to know this. The content that you were distributing before may not be working for right now. Okay. You're going to have to shift. You're going to have to be flexible. So I have content where I'm rolling every week. It's coming out, right? But ultimately, I had no clue coronavirus was on the rise. So I need to actually pivot my content to actually match the time. And so I want you guys to sort of think about that as you enter into your Q2 and talking to your people and marketing to your people. All right. So the questions that I need to ask in this section for number 4 is, what should you be sharing during this time? Where should you be sharing? And then how often should you be sharing? All right. Those 3 questions again. What should you be sharing? Where should you be sharing? How often should you be sharing? Now, the thing about this is, when I talked to you guys about number 3 and you were looking at your numbers, you can tell where people showed up and engaged with you most. Okay. Were they on your blog often? Were they on your email list? You know, were they listening to your podcast? So that's going to help you know where to show up. Okay. Then what you should be sharing is all about like insights. And so those insights are on the back end of maybe your website and your blog, but it's also on the back end of your social media. So let's take Instagram, for example. Okay. There's insights in Instagram. I tell my people all the time, like 20 people might like a post, but you might go on the back end of insights and see that maybe 70 people saved it. So just because they may not be liking, engaging, and commenting does not mean that that content is null and void, right? It just means that they're interacting or engaged in a different way. But it's up to you to use the data that you have behind the scenes of your business so that you can pivot, change, and actually show up in that way consistently, if that makes sense, okay? So questions again in building your Q2 content marketing is, what should you be sharing, where you should be sharing it, and how often? So that could be a podcast, blog, video, social media, email, list goes on, all right? Also, if you need help in that space, I did post a free virtual session, 90 Days of Content with Britney Jeanine. If you can just find me on Instagram at Britney Jeanine, click the 90 Days of Content in my bio link, you get that free session. I walk you step by step how to build 90 days worth of content, totally free, okay? And then number 5, my last one is continue showing up and serving your people, okay? I want you guys to know, yes, this is a very hard and very weird time, okay? You have a new balance, you got your kids at home, you know, your dog's running around, you know what I'm saying? You have work, you got, husband, spouse, whoever is home, right? A lot of stuff is just different right now. But in some way, you have to find your new normal, whether that's creating a new schedule, right? But at the end of the day, you cannot just disappear. Can't say, all right, COVID got me, I don't even know what to do, hands up. No, you got to show up for your people because they need you and you have a gift. So I have 4 P's I want you guys to take away from number 5, okay? They are pivot, so that's that shift that I talked about. Package, repackage some of those offers that, you have to change it around for this time. Position yourself, and I position that new offer, that new pivot, then push it consistently. Okay, those 4 P's: pivot, package, position, and push. All right. So just again, my 5 were refocus and restructure. Number 2, plan through all the panic. Number 3, assess your Q1 numbers so that you can have a better Q2. Build your Q2 content marketing strategy. Again, I told you I have 90 days of content with Britney Jeanine. Find that on my Instagram link, totally free. And then number 5, continue showing up and serving your people. All right.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I was trying to type as quickly as you were talking.
Yes. But it's a tough time. And so right now it's just really about getting creative. That's who we are. We're creative entrepreneurs. And so ultimately we got to step out of ourselves, step into the shoes of our people, and continue to show up and solve their problems. And it may not look like what it was going to look like last week, last month. And we have to be okay with that. So get flexible. So the things that I'm marketing right now are not what I originally planned, because I was planning for Creative Complex, right? But now like stepping back and being like, okay, Brittany, how do you still show up? And how do you still make yourself accessible to people during this time?
Now with the content, do people have to start from scratch? Do you think they can utilize some of the stuff that they had already planned and maybe just like revamp it a little bit? Or do you see people just basically they have to start from scratch?
No, you definitely don't have to start from scratch. As an example, yesterday I put up a post that was like leave ratchet television behind, the 5 shows you binge on. Now that was already a part of my content calendar. All I had to turn around was I just added the word binge because now we're in the house, right? And so I was able to sort of shift something that I already had planned and make it work for this time. I'm not saying throw out your entire content marketing strategy, but what I am saying is make sure that you're relevant right now. You know, if you're busting out with some random content that has nothing to do with the time, people are like, okay, what world do you live in right now? Okay, we're all experiencing this weird epidemic right now. So definitely, if it can work, still use it. Just shift it so that you're actually speaking the language for the time.
And with the content, as far as like getting the message out there, in relation to like our peers, should we be telling our peers what our new platform or our new pivot is so they can help us to spread the word? Or how do you feel about that?
Ultimately, when you say peers, what do you mean?
Like our colleagues, maybe some of our vendor partners that we work with. So if we, positioning something new, should we inform them, or are we directly targeting like our audience, our customers?
For me, when I talk about more so your pivot, it's more so like your audience and the people that you serve. Now, the relationships that you have, I'm all about cross marketing, right? So cross marketing is like a cheese company comes together with a wine company, and you guys do an offer together. In that sense, you're going to want to make sure you're keeping your partners or your vendor partners, like you in your world, informed so that you guys can create and be creative together. But ultimately, when I'm talking about pivot, I mean more so how can you sort of change some of the offers that you have and still serve your people in this time, right? That might be a new pricing structure. That might be, changing something that was in person to now a virtual summit, whatever the case may be.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Do any of you have any questions that are watching out there? I did see somebody make a comment. They were just saying hello.
Oh, I just saw this whole commenting feature. Oh, that's cool. I love this. Okay.
Okay. So no questions, but this will be already in the Signature CEO Conference Facebook page so that you can go back and view. Please share it with your peers and reference to Britney. And Britney also said that she has some free content that she can provide to you. I will post in here her website page. Uh-oh. Okay, who is this? Okay, somebody that I don't think that should be on here saying some foul words. But anyway, we're gonna remove them. Yes. If you have any questions for Britney, please reach out to her, reach out to me if you have questions. I will provide her website and the free content that she is offering so that you can go back and view. Otherwise, sit tight. We'll be back in June for the Signature CEO Conference. Fingers crossed. Third time is a charm. And Britney, I want to thank you for joining us today and sharing all of your wisdom. Definitely follow Britney on IG. Desiree said great information. Thank you. Britney, before I let you go, tell people how they can find you on social media and so forth, because you provide a lot of content on IG.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely want to be on the Instagram page at Britney Jeanine, but all over social, I am Britney Jeanine. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, that's the same all around. And then my website is britneyjeanine.com.
I'm typing this as you're talking. Let's see here. You said the website is Britney.
BritneyJeanine.com.
Okay.
There you go. Yep. And that's at Britney Jeanine all over the social world.
Okay. Awesome. So follow Britney. She provides a lot of great content, and her information that she provides, especially on IG, is very inspirational and uplifting. And, she's trying to get us through this time, and it's not even really, when I see her information and her content, it takes me away from the whole COVID-19 aspect, and it's uplifting me and let me know, okay, let me get this moving, let's get this train moving, Tara, let's get the gears moving. So definitely follow Britney. And if you want to see Britney at the Signature CEO Conference, we're going to be opening up registration. We will let you know when that date is. We're going to keep it small, so the registration is going to be open to a small quantity. And the reason why we're doing that is because of the whole world of COVID-19. We don't know if they're going to open things back up, but then limit the quantity of people that will be able to attend events in the near future. But we want to see you there, and just keep following us on the Signature CEO Conference page, and we will keep you informed. Thank you, Britney, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And we will be back tomorrow with another exciting speaker for you to hear from. Bye.
Thank you.